Bonsoir. Voilà. Bonsoir, bonsoir, chers amis. C'est toujours Deaso. Ah, putain, je vais m'étouffer. C'est toujours Deaso. On se retrouve donc pour cette deuxième partie de stream, donc du 25 février. Ah. Non, c'est bon. Avons-nous des difficultés? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Je vais re-actualiser la page. Ok. Bon. On va dire que ça se passe bien. Bon, donc on est toujours ici, dans la partie de la station que Ruan Mei a utilisée, avec cette merveilleuse chose là-bas et ce qu'elle contient. Donc on est parti pour retourner à l'ascenseur. En baissant les yeux, vous sentez un intense sentiment de crise parcourir votre échine. Vous serrez les poings en silence. Ouais, avant c'était pas translucide, la boule. On va mieux ce qu'il y a à l'intérieur. Même si bon, on ne voit pas grand chose. On va pas se le cacher. Donc, continuons. On va donc continuer la couronne du commun et du divin. Je crois que ça s'appelait déjà. Ouais. Allons-y. Donc le combat de boss n'est certainement plus très loin. On a défoncé les trucs de l'essaim, les sbires de l'essaim, qui... Je sais même pas s'ils sont vraiment là ou pas. C'est juste des projections de quelqu'un ou quelque chose. Bref. Regardez à l'étage et continuez votre enquête. Ah. Donc je rappelle qu'une fois qu'on aura terminé la quête, on va faire des sauts pour avoir les personnages 4 étoiles de cette des événements en cours. Tiens, il y a effectivement quelqu'un.
Here, a genius move. And how will you counter it? Only an idiot would ask such a question. Just move this here. You look distressed. Something the matter? If that's the case, you better get thinking. Are you waiting for a sign? Time is ticking. Descend via the elevator. What you seek is there.
Vous savez ce que je cherche? Qui êtes-vous?
Have you considered whether the answer to your question will be of any relevance to our current predicament? If a question is of no help, then don't ask it. Time is clearly precious to the both of us. Never mind. Allow me to clarify something. I know exactly who you are, and I'm aware you are in Ruan Mei's employ. This was not my intended destination. I just happened to find my way here during my visit and saw what she was up to. My goals are roughly aligned with yours. Since you're here, I won't intercede. But should you fail, I will be forced to prevent some avoidable misfortunes. That's all you need to know. Just 2 paragraphs. Very effective communication.
On va continuer à les poser des questions débiles. Pourquoi portez-vous ce plat sur la tête?
Because I can't bear to see idiots. Of course, they wouldn't want to see me either. The real Ruan Mei's creation is hidden in the giant incubator below us. Go. Take the elevator and bear witness to this genius masterpiece.
Ah. Ah oui, donc c'est vrai, donc ce qu'on avait vu en bas de l'étage numéro 2, on pouvait pas y avoir accès. Oui, il n'y a pas d'accès. Il faut qu'on prenne l'autre ascenseur. Soyez témoin du gros problème. Hein? C'est un bug. J'ai l'impression qu'il y a des bugs d'affichage. Ah.
This is huge. The space station has an area this big?
Ok, je vois pourquoi on pouvait regarder à l'intérieur. Non, en fait, on pouvait pas regarder à l'intérieur, c'est juste que le truc est pété. Roi les dessins briseurs des étoiles. Carac à base synthétique. La musique, elle est pas mal. Ok. Bon. L'équipe n'est pas si mauvaise, même si un gars cryo aurait été la bienvenue. Ah merde.
I'm asking the questions.
Pas de suite. On réduit les dégâts pour ce bip de 30%. Reconnaissant normal à chaque fois que cette unité est attaquée. Cette unité c'est une rupture de faiblesse, inflige des dégâts à la robustesse équivalente. Pour un tour.
Let's go.
like gambling, you have to choose when to strike.
Donc là, il est plus en état de multiplication.
Never stop thinking.
I'll hold everyone back again. Wait for the tiles before you start kicking.
Let's make it quick. Take this.
Le petit est éliminé.
Let's test your knowledge.
Ok, il relance la multiplication. On soigne.
Fights are like gambling, you have to...
Let's go.
I'll hold everyone back again.
Never stop thinking. 0 points. Next.
Ok. Allez, on le finit. En tout cas, cette phase.
SAS Perkibi. Knowledge is the measure of all things. It reveals truth and falsehood.
Rules are made to be broken.
Fail. Get out. Points. Next.
It'll destroy the space station.
Ok, non, c'est toujours qu'un niveau. Continuons de se concentrer sur lui à chaque le temps que le tour passe.
Don't need this style.
Heureusement que pour l'instant,
Let's make it quick.
Ching-Che ne nous met pas dans la merde à ce niveau-là. Aïe aïe aïe. On a perdu quelqu'un.
Not bad. 5 points. Let's test your knowledge.
Luck of the draw. Please, 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 please. Looks like victory!
Fallait qu'on se débarrasse de lui. Sinon ils sont trop nombreux.
Of course. I'm asking the questions. Let's test your knowledge. Fail. Get out.
Look for the tiles before you sneak. Don't come any closer.
Move aside, amateurs. Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all. SAS Perkibi. Knowledge is the measure of all things. It reveals truth and falsehood. Zero points. Next.
Putain, ils sont 3.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Not bad. 5 points.
Un de moins. Ok, mauvaise idée, mauvaise idée.
Fights are like gambling. You have to choose when to strike. Time for the payout.
Oh oh, si tu meurs, on est fichu, hein.
Do you have answers?
Don't come any closer.
Move aside, amateurs. Fiends or devils.
C'est qu'on ait perdu la pionnière, c'est vraiment un coup bas.
Never stop thinking. Fail.
Je ne sais pas si le docteur Ezio va pouvoir... Bon, il en a potentiellement le potentiel, mais bon. Il y en a un qui est mort? Ah oui, oui, c'est celui qui se suicide. Ouais.
Luck of the draw. Please, 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 please. Looks like victory! I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
La docteur Ezio, c'est pas le moment. On a besoin de vous.
5 points.
Ça va vite.
SAS Perkibi. Knowledge is the measure of all things. It reveals truth and falsehood. I'm asking the questions.
Question. Il y a vraiment les moyens de se multiplier encore là?
Think.
Non. Ok, le petit effondrement stellaire. On a moyen de survivre. Ouais.
Do you have answers?
Look for the tiles before.
Ah oui, excellent. On n'a pas le droit de perdre des gens encore. Sinon ils vont trop ils ont trop les moyens de concentrer leurs attaques. Et on sera tellement finito. Il y a toujours un maigre espoir qu'on arrive à le battre. Là, on fait quasiment plus de dégâts. Utao, non putain. Pourquoi t'as pas de truc de compétence? Nietzsche t'en as pas donné? Bah, on est finito. Non, c'est bon. Popo revient. Tiens, prends ça, Saligo. Tu peux pas être plus nombreux. Pas les couilles de ta carapace. Il n'y a plus qu'un quart de sa vie. Allez, ça tient. Oh, attention. Oh. Ok, c'est Chiché qui prend. Désolé pour elle, mais... Et oh, c'est quoi ce focus là? Bon, continue d'attaquer Ratio, comme ça il pourra lancer sa grosse attaque directement dès le prochain tour. Je le lance tout de suite parce que je vois rouge. Je vois mal. Le prochain tour, je sens qu'il va me faire mal. Oui, ça va me faire mal. Ratio. C'est bon. Non. Putain. Non, on est finito, hein. Putain, on est à ça! On est à un cheveu! Ah, c'était Woohoo. Bien sûr, il y a une animation, ce serait... Voilà.
Fights are like gambling. You have to.
Ouais, ça lui envoie les 40%. Adieu. Ils ont survécu, mais pas longtemps. CP l'effet de multiplication du roi de l'essaim briseur d'étoiles. Il infligeant une rupture de faiblesse et éliminer rapidement les autres ennemis de l'essaim pour éviter de subir des dégâts massifs. Bon. Au moins il y a un avantage. Voilà. Ah, facile. Il y a un génie qui l'a créé, voilà. Répondre à la question.
Never stop thinking. 0 points. Next.
Hop là.
I can breathe easy again.
Let's go.
Do you have answers?
So, how many of my moves can you pass?
Comme ça, on aura au moins pas de difficulté à se débarrasser de tout le monde. Hein. Et on aura personne qui pourrait malencontreusement faire des dégâts aux clones. Parce qu'on n'en a pas besoin.
It'll hold everyone back. Time for some sword play. Blade in flight.
Continuer d'attaquer le gros Gus. L'autre il est un peu secondaire. Voilà. Popo, finis-le.
Let's test your knowledge. Fail. Count.
So, how many of my moves can you block? Strike with heart. It'll hold everyone back again. I can breathe easy again.
Let's make it quick.
Don't come any closer.
Allez, on l'a brisé. C'est le moment de l'expédier en enfer.
Defense SAS. Knowledge is the measure of all things. It reveals truth and falsehood.
Practice is over. Swords descend.
0 points. Next.
Rules are are made to be broken.
Ouh, le coup d'adieu, double ratio avec ça. Bon, après, c'est son tour, je crois.
It'll destroy the space station.
Never stop thinking. 0 points. Next.
Time for some sword play. We have to fight. Somebody help me.
Il est en train de préparer son œuf, là.
I'm asking the questions.
I'm gonna hold everyone
Bon,
back.
on soigne les gens.
I can breathe easy again.
Il va mourir. Et il en crée deux. Non.
Let's go.
Of course.
Mince, on aurait dû soigner.
Do you have answers? Let's test your knowledge.
Time for some sword play. Let's make it
Points.
Ouais, why not? Ouais, ça l'a pas tué.
blade in flight. I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Not bad. 5 points.
Hop.
Never stop thinking. Fail.
Je vais lui lancer le truc de Wowo plutôt.
Move aside.
Tant pis.
Fiends or devils.
On va attaquer avec le docteur Ratio.
Let's go.
SAS per Kibbe. Knowledge is the measure of all things. It reveals truth and falsehood.
Practice is over.
Ouais, on va attaquer lui.
Let's descend.
0 points. Next.
De toute façon, il est bientôt KO.
Rules are made to be broken.
Il sera en état de rupture de faiblesse.
You don't say you're welcome.
Fail. Get out.
Excellent. On se débarrasse de l'autre petit aussi.
A one-time enemy.
Ouais. On va se permettre de ne pas... d'attaquer le gars avec Woho. Les soins n'ont pas l'air d'être extrêmement urgents.
Let's make it quick.
Ok.
Batter up. And I'll hold everyone back again.
Soigne ratio.
So, how many of my moves can you block? Blade in flight.
Rules are made to be
Allez,
broken.
on donne tout ce qu'on a. Il ne peut plus tenir longtemps.
Let's test your knowledge. 0 points.
Enfin, il n'a pas réussi à éliminer
Let's go.
un de nos persos. Mais restons prudents. Gardons notre ho-ho et tous nos personnages opérationnels. Bon là on a fait une connerie.
Some swordplay.
Tout ça pour un verre de jus d'orange.
And I'll hold everyone back again.
Let's make it
Points.
En vrai on fonce. On fonce, il est fini. On n'a aucune chance de résister à notre attaque. Enfin, de résister décemment à notre attaque. Peu importe combien de larbins il invoque, il est finito.
Practice is over. Swords to set.
Ben voilà, vous êtes 4, bravo. C'est tout.
Take this.
Ah, il est à 1%.
After 56 seconds, the creature was unable to sustain its own existence and vanished as if it had never been born. The threat is over. Time to get going.
Is it over? I need to get some answers out of Ruan Mei.
Ok. Donc la créature s'est auto-détruite finalement. Ok, très bien. Nettoyage en cours, veuillez patienter. Résidus du récipient que tout ont été nettoyés en cours de traitement. Cette zone a été entièrement nettoyée, mais la zone patente du prochain nettoyage. Très bien. Bon.
The meeting of geniuses is over. As for the future of the simulated universe, that conclusion isn't important. What's important is your task. You look upset, correct? I regret my actions. There's no defending what I've done. Time and again, my experiments have fallen short, and they've always yielded predictable results. I made a clone, but it doesn't hold a candle to the emanator.
Il est mort de lui-même. Bonsoir Clément Bocard. Tu viens de rater l'émanateur. Le combat contre Scaracabaz. Il est mort de lui-même.
Exactly as predicted. 56 seconds on the dot. Restrained by time and place, its code of life could only be considered an incomplete attempt. I managed to replicate the moment it was born. However, it would soon disappear and be reduced to particles. Like every living being, it inevitably faced its demise as it journeyed towards the end. I find no fault in that. However, even the briefest life should have meaning. I want to know the limits of its capacity. It will indicate how far I've gone in a field completely incomprehensible to me. And it was a minuscule step, just as I had predicted.
Il a failli me manger quand même. Hein. Allez-vous poursuivre vos recherches?
Indeed, this is how I keep the distractions at bay. I have to admit that research once made me obsessive. That wasn't a good period in my life. Though now I navigate it much more smoothly.
Je dirais la chaîne. Tu fais des vidéos quelques années, oui.
I must admit, I'm not fond of scenarios where everything aligns perfectly with my expectations. An experiment should have its unforeseen twists. That's where the joy lies. Even the most predictable storylines can have their pleasant surprises. I have to admit that these little ones born in the process sometimes move me. I see a human-like response in them. It is a concept completely opposite to that of divinity. They have emotions. Emotions may be either positive or negative, however, the love rooted in the depths of their heart is eternal and unchanging. They're still a long way from becoming geniuses, and are therefore unable to discern whether this love is one of friendship, romance, or familial love. That being said, can even geniuses tell the difference? I cannot, at least. I do not understand what love is, and cannot respond to their feelings. Do you believe my actions were wrong? There's no need to tell me your answer. I just felt like asking the question. How should I take care of them? Perhaps leaving them at the space station is the best choice. Do I seem irresponsible? I'm sorry. I am often at a loss as to how to face my own creations. The effects of the anti-truth serum will also wear off. If others mention me to you in the future, you can answer however you like. Or even pretend you never knew me. After all, your memory of me will soon dissipate like smoke.
Les souvenirs se dissiperont?
Over time, hidden truths tend to surface. Past traumas, which I'd rather leave behind, have made me skeptical about trusting anyone but myself. If I do not want a secret revealed, the most foolproof way is to destroy it. The anti-truth serum will make you forget the brief period we spent together. It won't take effect immediately. It is a slow, intangible process, like the sweet fragrance of lotus leaves, plum blossom, sticky rice, and frosting sugar. Perhaps you'll remember someone performed selfish experiments on the space station, but you will no longer remember their identity. Perhaps we'll meet again someday, but you won't be able to connect me with the recollection. That way, the connection between life forms will be erased. Friendships, secrets, grudges, lies. All will disappear. It will make our lives more relaxing.
Si vous le souhaitez, alors je vous oublierai. Ah, bonsoir, Shana. Bonsoir, bonsoir. On va dire ça plutôt.
I believe you. Screwlum will stay on the space station for a while longer. He and Herta still have problems they need to solve. As for me, I'm leaving soon and won't bother with goodbyes. Do you still remember the no man's land I mentioned? I'm considering a solo trip back there during my research downtime, just to see how things are. I miss member number 55 Yu Qingtu sometimes. She used to always make something delicious for me to drink every time we parted ways. I hope I won't meet member number 4 Polka Kakamond. That would be quite troublesome. Who knows when the next gathering of geniuses will be? Do you have anything else you want to say to me?
J'espère que vous reviendrez pour rendre visite à vos créations.
I promise I will, Miss Assistant. If fate allows and you're interested, upon our next meeting, we could journey to No Man's Land and traverse its tranquil glaciers. Though I suppose it wouldn't be No Man's Land anymore. What a conundrum.
Bon. L'Express accueille les hommes Ruan Mei à son bord. Vous la croiserez peut-être dans d'autres prochains passages à voie d'Express. Problème commun. Ah. Ah, c'est pas fini. J'ai l'impression qu'il vaut mieux en informer à Star. Très bien. Parler aux gens. Évidemment. Non, c'est ici. Ok, non. On a toujours la même quête. Allons à bord de l'Express, juste pour voir si on peut y trouver quelqu'un. Non, il n'y a personne. Ils sont normalement tous ici, donc la dernière fois il y avait aussi personne. C'est normal. Peut-être que... ouais, c'est parce qu'il y a des quêtes en cours, peut-être. Ou à lancer qui bloquent. Ruan Mei est parti. Nous avons un message. Ah oui, Ruan Mei. De nouveaux gâteaux, d'où viennent-ils? Comment ces deux-là s'en sortent ces derniers temps? Est-ce qu'ils ont appris à coexister? Vous êtes attaché à eux au final. Un tantinet. Les installés de la station spatiale. J'ai appris à Camembert Crémeux à faire preuve d'humilité et à pas de haricot à adopter une attitude plus positive. Merci Stella. Je vous en prie. Quand est-ce que je vais vous oublier? Peut-être un jour. J'ai hâte de vivre de nouvelles histoires avec vous. C'est bien, je te le promets. Les recherches vont continuer à l'avenir. Au propos de ce type à la sculpture en plâtre. C'est un ami à vous? Ouais, le gars bizarre là. Ah, oh, il y a un truc de pépi. Stella, j'aurais besoin de ton aide. De l'aide, pourquoi? Madame Ruan Mei a conseillé des petites créatures à bord de la station spatiale. Je les ai déplacées temporairement de la zone d'isolement. J'aimerais que tu en prennes soin. mais pourquoi moi? Vous pouvez pas le faire vous-même. De tous mes contacts, tu es la personne la plus capable. Puis ces choses que Madame Ruan Mei a créées sont un peu liées à toi. Avec l'aide de Monsieur Scroulum, j'ai mis à jour la programmation du robot. Le robot assistant est accompagné dans toutes tes tâches. Je garderai un œil sur toi. Tu peux le faire. Créature insolite. Élevage. Ah là là. La visite du génie a laissé des mystérieuses créations de Ruan Mei sur la station spatiale. Ça vous a chargé d'élever ces étranges petites formes de vie. Vous avez même préparé un moule de la vie et un robot assistant avec l'aide de Scrollum. Comment on élève des créatures exactement? Le robot assistant devrait pouvoir répondre à vos interrogations. Bon. Très bien, donc ça c'est dispo maintenant. Ouais, la chasse aux créatures insolites. Ah. Ils ont développé leur propre civilisation. Moi, je suis pas arrivé là. Ah. Bah, bon courage pour la suite. Bon, allons dire à Asta que Ruan Mei a pris la poudre d'escampette. Après avoir foutu le boxon. La zone d'isolement est là. Bon. Asta n'est pas là? Faut que j'aille en discuter avec Herta. Oui, je sais inviter Jeté Cassé dans le groupe de discussion. Bienvenue à notre nouvel arrivant. C'est un honneur de te voir ici. Tiens, j'ai la sensation d'avoir moins d'importance d'un seul coup. J'ai la sensation d'avoir moins d'importance d'un seul coup. J'ai une sensation de déjà vu. En effet. Revenons au sujet. Comment on va gérer cette situation? Les responsables. On veut des responsables. Quel responsable vous parlez? Vous n'êtes pas au courant?
Herta Newsflash. Good evening, Madam Herta fans. This is an urgent broadcast. The great Madam Herta, member 83 of the Genius Society, has been targeted in an attack at the space station. Her current whereabouts are unknown, with no group having stepped forward to claim responsibility. Many Heritors are upset at the ineptitude of upper management, having issued strong protest and condemnation.
Quoi? Donc quitter. Regardez ça, il n'hésite pas à s'attaquer à Madame Herta. C'est vrai que la question de gestion de la station spatiale laisse un peu à désirer. On va parler de l'incident avec la Légion. Comment Madame Herta peut-elle subir des attaques à domicile? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Ça me rend dingue de voir ces parasites incapables d'occuper des fonctions importantes et rien fait du tout. Et ce qui est, cependant, la relance de la station spatiale après la crise est plutôt bien menée. Je marque un point. Ça n'a rien à voir, ils n'ont jamais démontré une grande efficacité de toute manière, vous ne trouvez pas? Vous vous emballez. Ce qui compte, c'est la sécurité de Herta, non? N'allons pas fourrer notre nez dans les affaires des autres. C'est plutôt à Asta de s'inquiéter de ça, non? Nous, notre boulot, c'est de juger de la qualité de leur travail. Quant à savoir comment il faut s'y prendre, c'est à eux de s'en inquiéter. C'est leur façon de raisonner, mais c'est un point de vue qui se défend. Raison, l'ami. Oui, je sais, tu lis dans mes pensées. Les gars, quel est notre objectif? Débarrasser des incapables. Bravo, t'as tout compris. Bah, qui partent en premier, hein. Herta est attaqué dans son bureau pour voir ce qui se passe. Effectivement, il manque un truc, hein.
This was a premeditated attack.
Conclusion: their target was the space station, but their strategies are still unknown to us.
That's right. Which is precisely why we need her. The last to lay eyes on Herta's puppet before the attack was her.
And you are?
This is Dr. Ratio of the Intelligentsia Guild, a delegate from the IPC.
She's only just woken up, dazed. She may need a few pointers.
Oh.
Ah, we cross paths again. Do you remember me? Of course. Why would you? Memory is such a fickle thing, after all.
Miss Trailblazer, you must have many questions. Please be patient. Asta will explain it all to you.
You probably know the gist of things already. A few system hours ago, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. We don't know the location of the puppet, and we can't pinpoint its signal.
Il n'y avait pas de surveillance? Oui, Herta maintenant.
She's away on a visit. This issue didn't seem to trouble her much.
She received an invitation from the IPC before the attack occurred.
Ah, the technology department. Charming little place, isn't it? Madame Yabuli does possess some semblance of competence, but her subordinates? Oof. Oh, they're a riot. Brimming with enthusiasm, yet utterly devoid of intellect. It's as if evolution halted prematurely for them. They want to start some new collaborations with Herta, and have graciously extended an invite for me to play the role of science consultant. It's delightfully amusing. I can't wait to witness firsthand how these geniuses from the so-called Super Smart Club squander the IPC's vast resources. However, this attack was timed a little too well. I can't help but wonder if someone leaked this information, and the attackers seized the opportunity. Herta's aloof response to these juvenile provocations? Almost as intriguing. What a delightful little puzzle.
I've long heard that you're one of the best researchers in the guild, Dr. Ratio. We are honored to have your assistance.
Save your flattery. Time is hardly a luxury we can squander. To debate the merits of mere mortals in the company of an actual genius? Quite the paradox, if you ask me. Excuse me, you. Tell me, what were you doing the last time you saw that puppet?
Je promenais le chien avec Arlan. Un pépi. J'écoutais Asta se plaindre. Ben, probablement des courses pour Herta.
Don't play the fool. Think.
I think I was...
Quelques heures système auparavant.
Oh, right. I need your help with something else. That curio's gone missing, and I can't just forget about it. Go find it for me when you have the time. I'm sure you can manage that, can't you? Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
Quelque chose qui n'a pas de corps. Retrouver quelque chose qui n'existe pas. Ouais, ok. Ok, il n'a pas de forme physique. Ouais, ok, mais merci Herta. Ce serait très facile, je pense.
I think she mentioned something important, but I can't remember. If only there were some hints, then maybe...
Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta if you want someone to help you.
My memory is kind of hazy. What did I do after that? think Herta mentioned Asta. That's right. I think I visited Asta. This is what I recall before I met Herta, but I can't remember some of the details. Let me try to remember the conversation with Asta.
Ouais, souvenez les soucis d'Asta.
A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body. Sorry, but nothing comes to mind. Maybe the researchers at the Departments of Ecology or Insight may have an idea? Hinkle and are around here somewhere. I'd suggest you ask them about it.
Il y a encore un trou.
Seems to have mentioned two names. Two researchers from the Departments of Ecology and Insight.
Discussion avec Nickel.
A curio that's maybe the research Hinkle and
I saw it. I saw that person disappear. They vanished right before my eyes. Just like that. Step. It was so quick. No traces left. Not even bones.
What do we do? It sounds like he's telling the truth.
Yeah, whatever. Just let the professionals deal with it. Did you finish your work?
Bon, Nickel.
Those despicable villains are distorting the truth online. Ugh. If I discover who's behind this, they're gonna wish they'd never crossed me.
Ouais, de la bizarrerie perdue.
A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body? Isn't that just a jinx?
Un farceur?
Oh, nowadays people call them wubbaboos?
Un boubabou? Je pense pas que c'est ça.
Well, I might be the Department of Ecology head, but I'm not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to curios. Adler would be of more help, but he's been investigating some paranormal phenomenon. I haven't seen him all day.
Donc, je t'en ai seulement trouvé une bizarrerie, mais aussi une personne.
I must say, it's a little embarrassing for the space station to be in such disarray while guests are visiting. We've been through a huge crisis and are still recovering. But there are some who are trying to exploit the chaos to agitate the workforce. People are growing more and more distrustful of the management here. It's probably turned into a big headache for Asta too. Never mind, I shouldn't be telling you this. It's something that we researchers need to resolve ourselves. Pretend I didn't say anything.
Adler. Right. Then I ran into Arlen. Adler was with him.
Le souvenir récupérer des indices sous forme de bribes de souvenirs en engageant des discussions clés avec certains personnages. Suffisamment pour éliminer les soupçons qui pèsent sur vous. Écrire des souvenirs permet de garder une trace de vos souvenirs à mesure qu'ils vous reviennent au cours de votre exploration, vous aidant à rétablir la chronologie. Anatomie bizarre aux caractéristiques très abstraites. Oui, je vais avoir besoin de la DAST. Je trouve ça, mais elle n'a pas l'air de savoir grand chose. Heureusement qu'elle. Dans les parages, ce qui pourrait constituer une piste.
I say, what a wonderfully intelligent-looking young lady.
All right. Just cut the pleasantries and tell me how it's going.
No need to be modest. At my age, you get a feel for intelligence. Though I confess I did hear someone say you were the shining star of the Department of Insight.
I have faith in your abilities. So, how about my offer? Why not come with me after this is done?
See this material here? People are so inconsiderate. How's someone like me supposed to make out the small print? I'm not getting any younger, and my eyesight is failing. Do you think you can...
Sure thing. Anyway, keep your eyes peeled. I'll be bringing you something big soon.
It's happening again. The words in my memory are all jumbled up. Adler was with Arlen. They were involved in some sort of incident.
What? He went to the scene alone with Peppy? How could you let him?
Calm down, Brother Arlen. I know you're upset.
Qu'est-ce que vous fabriquez?
We're walking the dog.
We're having a walk.
Vous pouvez pas vous mettre d'accord?
Like I said, we're walking the dog.
So I'm the dog?
They seem to be hiding something.
Is there something you need?
Je cherche Adler.
Oh, really? What a coincidence. We're looking for him, too. That kid sure is brave, running straight to the scene on his own.
De quoi? Il est en danger?
No danger. Of course he's not in danger. Brother Arlen, I can't keep this up anymore.
Can you leave the talking to me next time?
Il y a un problème?
Let's walk and talk. Why are you looking for Adler? A lost curio. I see. He'll be able to help.
Ah, mystère.
Careful. The fragmentum in this area is very unstable.
Ah ouais!
Over there. As I thought, he's in trouble. Let's go.
Et il y a Pépi! Il y a Pépi avec lui et ouais. Non, en vrai, ça pourrait être pire. On devrait pouvoir se éliminer le porte-foudre.
Let's make it quick.
Time for some sword.
Oula.
Strike with heart.
Never stop thinking.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Soin, vite.
I can breathe easy again. Just a scratch.
Voilà, moi.
Blade in flight.
Call that.
We have to fight.
Of course.
Not bad.
Let's go.
Points.
Hop, on soigne tous ces gens.
So, how many of my moves can you block?
Do you have answers?
Ok.
Let's make it quick.
Hop. Avant qu'il mette fin à sa rupture. Dans un passage en force. Boom.
Practice is over. Swords descend.
0 points. consequence. Next.
Rules are made to be broken.
Fail. Get out.
Et ouais, il reste que vous.
Peppy, are you okay?
Ouf, ouf. Tu vois l'expert en bizarrerie?
That's me. What's up? She wants to ask you something about curios. I'll leave you to it. Adler, Peppy's in your hands now. Oh, about that investigation I asked for.
Don't worry. I think I figured something out. Catch you later.
C'est où la discussion avec elle?
I figured you'd come to me to uncover the truth. I'm sorry. The situation is very delicate. I can't say anything except that it's a secret mission.
Et
Just as I thought, I vaguely remember that Arlen said more. It's related to the thing I forgot.
t'as un trou de mémoire pourrait vous aider à restaurer vos souvenirs flous. Remarquez actuellement, sont insuffisants pour restaurer les souvenirs flous. Vous pouvez récupérer davantage. Ah merde.
So, which curio do you want to know about?
Une qui n'a pas de corps mais qui est vivante.
All you got? Too abstract.
C'est tout ce que m'a dit Herta.
There's beauty in the abstract, I guess. Have you asked the Department of Ecology head?
Elle a dit que ça pourrait être un Woobaboo.
She's not wrong. But that doesn't feel entirely right either.
Ça veut dire que quelque chose de ce genre existait dans...
Huh? What did I say?
Huh. Now that you mention it, I have a wild hypothesis. But it needs verifying. Let's call it a day. Wait for me. I'll be in touch.
Adler seems to have gotten a lead, but what was the information I forgot? And from whom?
Les me souvenirs étaient que certaines informations sont masquées. Est-ce que vous remémorez vos conversations passées? Le rappel à des bribes de souvenirs a une chance pour vous aider à recouvrer la mémoire.
Let's go over it from the start. I may have overlooked something. Oh, right. Asta mentioned another name.
Ah.
No, not this road. I didn't go.
Autour des souvenirs. Ah!
My memories of Arlen and Adler are hazy. I need to remember the other person Asta mentioned.
Et on pourra aller au souvenir à la mission de Herta. On va aller voir chez Asta.
A curio that's alive, but doesn't.
Rive de souvenirs. Souvenirs vous reviennent.
Did you find the information you're after?
Bah ça, je n'ai fait aucun progrès.
Is that what Hinkle and think? At least that counts as a lead. See? My researchers are pretty outstanding.
J'allais dire que vous aviez des problèmes.
Just business as usual. Nothing to worry about. After the Legion's invasion, the space station has been under constant scrutiny. Physical damage can be easily repaired, but it takes a long time to heal the wounds in people's hearts. Some researchers have been questioning the management and security of the space station ever since the invasion. Things had settled down a bit with the reconstruction efforts, but the researchers' disappearances have rattled them again.
Disparition de chercheurs?
Yes. 4 researchers have inexplicably disappeared in a matter of days. No exit logs, no traces. Vanished. People were just starting to regain their footing after the catastrophe. I didn't want panic to spread, so I suppressed the reports and told the security department to investigate in secret. However, as you can see, it's hard to keep secrets in a sardine can like this. Rebuilding trust is harder than establishing it in the first place. I'm concerned someone's pulling strings to sway public opinion. Anyway, the most important thing is to get to the bottom of the disappearances.
Vous avez besoin de mon aide?
That's okay, but thank you for the offer. Aren't you helping Madame Herta with something already? Oh, by the way, I heard about the thing mentioned, and I'll look into it too. I'll find a way to solve the problem for the space station.
So I did consult someone else other than Hinkle. The only thing I remember is that they're from the Department of Insight. The other person should be from the Department of Insight. I need to remember who it is. The other person should be from the Department of Insight. I need to remember who it is.
Souvenez la mission de Herta.
Identifying that person is crucial. It could be the key to making sense of everything.
Attendez, Wenshiki, c'est pas la gamine? Emily.
Hey, what brings you here, Rich? It's been so long.
I'm not that wonderful. I'm just okay.
It's all taken care of. As long as the money's there, it's all good. Here's the account you asked for. It's legit and secure, allowing you to connect straight to the intranet.
Sure. Can I help you with something?
Oh, you flatter me. I'm just a peddler doing a little business on the side.
Ah oui, c'est le marchand, il a le même nom.
That's left under the table. But if you ever make it big in the guild, don't forget your humble friend, okay?
Again? How many times has it been? You're really pushing my buttons.
Here too. My memories are just a jumbled mess of words.
Ouais, c'est vrai que ce qu'ils disent a l'air d'avoir à moitié du sens.
Did my memory piece together irrelevant information?
Restaurer les souvenirs confus.
Now I remember. The other person is Emily. She was at the base zone. What did Emily say?
Allez, Emily. T'as le même nom que ma sœur, faut que tu m'aides là. Ah, c'était Emily qui était avec Esther. Ok.
What a wonderfully intelligent-looking young lady. I'm not that wonderful. I'm just okay.
No need to be modest. At my age, you get a feel for intelligence. Though I confess I did hear someone say you were the shining star of the Department of Insight.
Sure. Can I help you with something?
See this material here? People are so inconsiderate. How's someone like me supposed to make out the small print? I'm not getting any younger, and my eyesight is failing. Do you think you can...
Again? How many times has it been? You're really pushing my buttons.
Désolé, est-ce que je peux vous interrompre?
Another smart-looking youngster. Wonderful. It's about time we had some new recruits.
Huh. Asta told you to find me? A curio that doesn't have a body but is alive. Isn't the Department of Ecology full of curio experts? That's got nothing to do with the Department of Insight. However, I've heard of such a species. A colleague who came back from a business trip said that the Cienjo Alliance has life forms like that. Don't get me wrong, I was merely relaying information. I didn't mean I'd help you. The atmosphere on the space station has been getting stranger lately. It's risky taking sides.
The Cienjo species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler.
L'Alliance Shenzo.
The disappearances Asta mentioned are likely related to Arlen's investigations too. The Xianzhou species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler.
Allez, on revient dans le truc d'Arlan. On va parler avec Adla d'abord, puis on ira voir Arlan.
Have you asked the Department of Ecology head?
Elle dit que ça pourrait être un web.
She's not wrong. But that doesn't feel entirely right either.
Elle veut dire que quelque chose de ce genre existait dans...
What did I say?
Les bribes de l'Alliance, souvenir de l'Alliance Shenzhou. Souvenir au royaume.
She's not wrong. But that doesn't feel entirely right either.
J'allais dire que quelque chose de ce genre existait dans l'Alliance Shenzhou.
That's right. They're called Heliobi. I guess you could say that Wubbaboos and Heliobi are sort of like cousins. Both are types of energy life form. Huh. Now that you mention it, I have a wild hypothesis, but it needs verifying. Let's call it a day. Wait for me. I'll be in touch.
Voilà. Forme de vie énergétique.
I figured you'd come to me to uncover the truth. I'm sorry. The situation...
Just as I thought. I vaguely remember that Arlen said more. It's related...
Disparition des chercheurs. Revenir ou reviennent. Ouais. Vas-y, des disparitions de chercheurs.
How did you know? I see. Could you also tell that Lady Asta was feeling the pressure?
Tu as trouvé quelque chose.
I'll be honest with you. It's been tough. The surveillance didn't capture anything regarding the researcher's disappearance. There's only one clue. Adler observed that the automatic fire suppression system was momentarily activated around the time the disappearances occurred. That means that every victim's disappearance was accompanied by some inexplicable fire. When we made visits to the scenes, some of the witness testimonies seemed to agree with this. The words they used were spontaneous combustion of the human body.
Spontaneous combustion of the human body. That is most likely the truth. I remember my initial conversation with Herta, just in case. I need to go over it from the start.
Revenons au début. Donc Herta.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces.
I think she mentioned something important. If only there were some...
Allez. Une forme de vie énergétique. Voilà.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's an energy life form. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
Forme de vie énergétique.
That's not the point. I wouldn't be bothering with it if it didn't have something to do with the Genius Society. Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta if you want someone to help you.
Ça m'a demandé de trouver et retrouver une bizarrerie. Il s'agirait d'une forme de vie énergétique en lien avec la société des génies. Je dirais qu'il faudra besoin de l'aide d'Asta. Asta, mais elle n'a pas l'air de savoir grand-chose à ce sujet. Heureusement, Henkel du département d'écologie et Emily du département de la connaissance sont dans les parages, ce qui pourrait constituer une piste. Henkel est préoccupé par la crise de confiance qui règne au sein de la station spatiale. Asta doit subir une pression considérable. Lors de notre discussion, elle a mis l'hypothèse de ce que Herta recherche soit un Wubaboo, mais sans conviction. Finalement, Henkel m'a recommandé de parler à Adler. Vraiment, c'est la personne qui en sait le plus sur les bizarreries au département d'écologie. En plus de Henkel du département d'écologie, j'ai également demandé à Emily du département de la connaissance des indices à propos de la bizarrerie. Elle m'a dit que l'Alliance Shenzhou semblait avoir une forme de vie similaire. La question de la crise de confiance mentionnée par Henkel m'inquiète un peu. Parce que j'ai abordé le sujet avec Asta, j'ai découvert de manière inattendue qu'il y avait eu de nombreuses disparitions de chercheurs à bord de la station spatiale récemment. J'ai croisé Arlan partant à la recherche d'Adler, et avait l'air de rechercher Adler lui aussi, alors j'ai décidé de l'accompagner. On a sauvé Adler au moment où il se faisait attaquer. Je lui ai expliqué ce qu'on cherchait. Il a dit que le Wubo dont parlait Henkel au département d'écologie et Liob de Emily du département de la connaissance avaient entendu parler, et tous deux des formes de vie énergétiques, ce qui semble lui avoir donné une idée. Les formes de vie énergétiques, donc, ils ne sont pas tangibles. Alors, enquête secrètement sur quelque chose. Alors, après avoir sauvé Adler, j'ai essayé d'en savoir plus, mais il n'avait pas l'air de vouloir parler. Après quelques recherches, j'ai découvert qu'il enquêtait sur la série de disparitions de chercheurs dont Asta m'avait parlé. Avec l'aide d'Adler, il a découvert que chaque disparition s'accompagnait d'une combustion humaine spontanée. Herta m'a demandé d'enquêter sur les formes de vie énergétiques comme les woubabous ou les héliums. La combustion humaine spontanée qui se produit parmi les chercheurs est un problème qui mérite d'être réglé. Cependant, on dirait qu'Adler a déjà une hypothèse audacieuse. Il a généralement une bonne intuition, ce qui est prometteur pour la suite de l'enquête. Tout représente.
I commend your stamina for recounting that interminable tale. You must be exhausted. My ears certainly are. So, to sum it up, the last time you laid eyes on Herta was in her office. She sent you on a wild goose chase for some trinket, the curio. After which you knew nothing else until Lady Asta contacted you. If that's the narrative you're sticking to, then indulge me. Who, pray tell, can substantiate this captivating drama?
Asta.
A second-hand account. She wasn't at the scene. Hearsay hardly counts as compelling evidence, now does it?
Affirmation. We can ask Herta herself.
Well, if you lace up those boots and start sprinting now, you might just catch the IPC shuttle in 4 system hours. But as it stands, not a single soul can corroborate her story.
Mr. Ratio, your style of questioning would seem to have a preconceived bias.
Apologies, it's an unfortunate habit of mine. When one is immersed in academic research, skepticism comes far more naturally than belief. It is also the most efficient method, judging from my experience. Seeking answers with a negative hypothesis in mind is still valid research. It can still help us reach the truth. If she is truly innocent, she can clear her name with answers.
L'opérateur commence. Oh!
Your story. You met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment. And the assignment involves a curio that doesn't even have a name. Herta's collection. An endless trove of trinkets and baubles. And yet, she singles out one nameless ordinary curio? It's hard for me to imagine she would treasure one curio so much.
The curio isn't the point. Herta was only addressing it because of its relation to the Genius Society.
I would imagine the curio is the creation of a genius. Affirmation. It holds some special meaning to Herta.
Et bim!
Yes. That seems logically sound. Then you said you asked Asta for help with the lost curio. However, she decided to hold her tongue until now?
On va voir.
So what's the story? Are you full of fanciful fiction? Or is Asta the one hoarding secrets like they're going out of style?
Conjecture. Asta chose to stay silent.
Then you said, however. So what's the story? Are you full of fanciful fiction? Or is Asta the
space station has been very distrustful of its higher management ever since the Antimatter Legion's invasion. Another severe incident would further intensify suspicion and cause great internal strife.
Oh. So that explains why Lady Asta approved of my participation. After all, the Intelligentsia Guild's representative wouldn't be linked to the space station, but would still share the IPC's position. They wouldn't be partial to anyone, but would still act for the space station's benefit. 2 birds with 1 stone. Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes, I've heard the responsibility of sorting out that mess has been thrust upon Arlen, head of the security department. Clearly, though, it bears no connection to Herta's puppet being attacked. Cut the act. You're perfectly aware of the point I'm making.
Correction. There may be a correlation.
Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes, I've heard the responsibility of sorting out that mess has been thrust upon Arlen. Clearly, though, it bears no connection to Herta's puppet being attacked.
No. If I recall correctly, Asta said, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. We don't know the location of the puppet, and we can't pinpoint its signal. Don't know the location. Isn't that the same as missing?
She did say that, but then what? You need to provide evidence to show incidents are linked.
There should be evidence. Arlen discovered something odd when he was investigating the disappearances. The space station's automatic fire suppression system was momentarily activated around the time the disappearances happened. Arlen mentioned that each victim disappeared due to spontaneous combustion.
Huh. But there are no signs of a fire anywhere in the space station.
That's what's so odd about it. But this information has an additional layer of importance. This may not be direct evidence, but if the system also recorded the fire suppression system activating when the puppet was attacked, then there's ample evidence to indicate that these two cases are linked.
Fin de l'interrogatoire.
If these two incidents were caused by the same person, then the suspicion put on you would decrease, provided that this fire suppression record does exist in the system.
We'll see in the main control room. Let's go. Huh? What was that?
Elle est là, elle est là, elle est là. Qui? La VIP. Oh my god. C'est qui?
Herta Newsflash. This is an urgent broadcast. I repeat, this is an urgent broadcast. News has finally emerged regarding the attack on Madame Herta. The Annihilation Gang has claimed responsibility for the incident and warned of further activity. The Guild has expressed utmost condemnation.
The gods of the starry skies have abandoned the world. They give no thought to the masses. Only the wounded savior can bathe the world in the firelight of destruction. Yet always there are cowards trying in vain to reject their favor and escape the wounds. Flee then. Flee as far as you can. No matter the distance, annihilation will find you.
This is...
A declaration of war, and an announcement of what's to come. They have set their sights on you. The Legion's impact remains, and the Annihilation Gang is already paying a visit. It almost seems like this space station is more suited for the path of destruction than erudition.
This Duke Inferno Ifrit is a life form that hails from Fatora, a world long since destroyed. His race, the ever-burning fire demons, regard Nanook as their emperor and savior, but the Eon has never cast their gaze upon them.
Duke Infernal.
A group of pitiful lunatics. I like Dr. Primitive's assessment of them. The value Nanook sees in the Annihilation Gang is perhaps far less than one might see in a child who deliberately broke a vase. The fire demons have a cruel temper and instinctively ignite and destroy items. Ifrit is particularly evil and cruel, even among his kin. The Everflame mansion he heads is even the arch-enemy of the Japella Brotherhood, despite both groups belonging to the Annihilation Gang.
Japella Brotherhood? I've heard that name somewhere.
On the Stellaron Hunters wanted posters, they stand accused of inciting the Japella Rebellion, the uprising that caused the downfall of the Brotherhood.
The Japella Palace crumbled in the scorching flames, and Ifrit's power has grown by the day ever since. Would you believe it would be merely a coincidence? Something similar is about to happen here. Spontaneous combustion? For him, it's as routine as me finding fault in everything. The disappearance of researchers and the puppet were all part of the plan. And after that video will soon circulate. And this station's fate? Flames. Nothing.
The destruction of trust.
I'm afraid more than trust will be destroyed here. You need to start acting now if you want to survive. You, come with me.
Moi?
You have a superior strategy? Pray tell, do we set the two of them loose, turning whispered fears into full-blown pandemonium?
If we did that, we'd be at a disadvantage. I'll stay here and try to contain the news as best I can. Please, investigate the issue quickly.
Bon, on va écouter avec le docteur Tio. Et donc?
If we did that, we'd be at a disadvantage.
Ouais.
This Duke Inferno Ifrit is a life form that hails from Fetora, a world long since destroyed. His race, the ever-burning fire demons, regard Nanook as their emperor and savior, but the Eon has never cast their gaze upon.
Ouais. Pour le gang de l'annihilation, ils sont là. Ouais. Pour un fond sur Nanook. Mais Nanook, ils s'en bat les couilles. Ah, on est là. Ah oui, maintenant c'est là. Capturer les engences des impérateurs insectorum. Concentrer la lumière des astres déchus. Revivez l'ancien cauchemar de la propagation. Bon. Allons voir Arlan. Ah, il est là. Je vais juste aller au WC vite fait et je reviens.
Noise.
choice.
Hop là, voilà. Il est minuit passé, cette quête a l'air un peu éternelle. Hein. J'aurais pas cru que ce serait 2 quêtes en une. Celle avec Topaz, elle était plus courte. Hein. Enfin bref. Alors on va interroger Arlan avec le docteur Ratio. Il est avec Pépi. Waf waf, waf waf waf, waf waf waf. Le chiot vous regarde, c'est indiquant qu'il attend quelque chose. Jouez avec lui. Puis elle a de bonne humeur, c'est un bon moment pour renforcer votre amitié. Oh, lui caresser la tête. Waf 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 waf. Caressant sa tête soyeuse, vous remarquez que sa queue se met à remuer plus vite. Puis elle a de bonne humeur de pas jouer avec lui. Elle est assez fatiguée, mais on s'arrête pour aujourd'hui. Waf waf. Bon, continuons la quête.
This is serious. The security department will do whatever we can to help you.
A list of the missing researchers and their details.
Sure, but the security department already combed through their backgrounds and personal relationships. We didn't find anything odd. The Annihilation Gang are a group of die-hard thugs. They might be attacking indiscriminately.
A list of the missing researchers and their details.
Okay.
Take it. Remember these names. Find a friend who's tuned into the gossip around here and tell them you want to know the relationship between these people.
Quoi pensez-vous?
I don't know. That depends on your friend.
Ça fait longtemps, Pamela. Comme d'habitude, c'est une photo de Himeko pour un potin. Non. Tu me fais ça à crédit? Ok, mais juste pour toi. Je te fais un taux d'intérêt à 20% et tu me donnes une photo de plus tous les 5 ragots. Bon, tu changeras jamais. On vend des photos des Himeko si elle savait. Maintenant qu'on a un marché, dis-moi ce dont tu as besoin. Fais ta liste des chercheurs. On a trouvé le lien entre ces personnes. Oh, intéressant ça, dis donc. Les disparitions ont fait beaucoup parler d'elle et les informations à ce sujet sont très contrôlées. Même moi, je ne dispose pas d'une liste complète. Tu es mécontente de la direction? Toi aussi? Pourquoi je le saurais? Je ne suis pas quelqu'un d'important, moi, je me casse pas la tête. Ceux qui aiment raconter des ragots sur les supérieurs ne savent pas quoi faire de leur vie. C'est les mêmes qui se créent des attentes et qui sont déçus quand la réalité n'y correspond pas. Il n'y a rien de bon à fréquenter ces personnes. Tu es très lucide. Tu es là très lucide. C'est gentil, mais ça ne fait pas ta note pour autant. Je te contacterai si j'ai du nouveau.
What else do you need me to do?
Take me to the one who knows the most about curios within the Department of Ecology, if you would be so kind.
He disappeared too.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
I didn't really notice at first. Adler's difficult to get a hold of at the best of times. But it's been a few system hours, and I still can't reach him. Even the surveillance cameras can't find any trace. The last time I saw him was in the Master Control Zone. He was with Wen Sherling from the Department of Implement Arts.
Lead the way. You said Adler was on the verge of a discovery, yet couldn't confer his knowledge. Intriguing and frustrating, to say the least. If his disappearance is also related to the case here, then maybe he really did stumble upon something important.
True. The key words that got Adler thinking were energy, life forms. Duke Inferno is also an energy life form. Coincidence? We need to investigate this.
C'est vrai. J'ai besoin de ton aide. Ah, Danheng, qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Au propos du duc infernal. Tu connais Ifrit, le duc infernal. Tu gagnes de l'annihilation? Il vaut mieux ne pas avoir affaire à lui. Il y a eu des problèmes à la station spa. Spatiale, c'est un rapport avec lui. Alors on t'en parlera plus en détail. Tu devras savoir plus sur lui. Bien compris, attends de mes nouvelles. Fédération, d'accord. Si la situation change, préviens-nous au plus vite. Et il y a Pipi qui baille. Ici, c'était chercheur. Super ça. C'est soutirer des informations d'indices à Wenxing. Ah oui. Wenxing et... Oui, c'est Wenshiki. Ok, oui, les noms sont quasiment identiques. C'est pour ça que je me suis trompé. Qui te met dans des états pareils?
Oh, it's you. It's Adler. Adler disappeared. He's been acting really weird recently. Always researching stuff like spontaneous combustion, supernatural activities. He doesn't even answer me when I speak to him. He was talking to himself.
What did he talk about?
He kept saying the word phrase.
Phrase.
On va le retrouver.
Who said I want him back? But if you want to find him, he was reading this booklet the last time I saw him. I don't know exactly what he's searching for, but I hope it can help you.
Ah, on a des réponses. La vendeuse de ragots nous répond. Salut. Tu as du nouveau? Oui, mais tiens-toi bien. Écoute. Il n'y a pas de point commun entre l'origine des victimes et des patients qu'elles connaissent. Mais... Ils ont toutes publié des commentaires véhéments à l'encontre de la direction sur le dark web et ont rapporté un franc succès. Hein? Tu sais que ça peut paraître un peu déconcertant, mais malheureusement c'est la vérité. Merci. Ok.
Your countenance suggests tragedy.
Racontez ce que Pamela a découvert.
So the researchers who disappeared were at the forefront of challenging management. Isn't that a curious puzzle piece? I finished browsing through this booklet while you were replying to messages. It recorded the lives of a few Genius Society members. I'd say it contains some interesting information. It's time to go back and chat with Lady Asta and Mr. Screwlum.
Dans le message de Danheng. Notre ami Ifrit a plus d'un tour dans son sac. Comment ça? Les démons du feu de Fetora sont féroces et cruels par nature. Pourtant, Ifrit s'est hissé sans difficulté au rang de chef de clan. Même parmi les démons du feu, sa flamme est particulière. Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire? Dans de nombreux incidents provoqués par le manoir de la flamme éternelle, j'ai trouvé des rapports de témoins qui affirment que des sbires se matérialisent dans le brasier. Je me demande si la flamme d'Ifrit n'a pas hérité. Je trouve des rapports de témoins qui affirment que des sbires se matérialisent dans le brasier. Je me demande si la flamme d'Ifrit n'a pas hérité d'une capacité haute que celle de brûler, et que cela serait lié à son origine. J'ai entendu parler d'une flamme aux propriétés similaires qui était difficile à capturer l'effet qu'elle changeait de phase. Il n'y a pas beaucoup d'informations à son sujet, juste une ligne qui a attiré mon attention, d'après laquelle elle pourrait brûler à travers les mondes, laissant derrière elle d'autres flammes. Peut-être qu'Ifrit fait partie de ses descendants. Changer de phase. C'est tout ce que je sais. Il y a peu de données à ce sujet, je ne sais pas si ça peut t'aider. C'est très bien. C'est déjà très bien, merci. Tant mieux. Mais les descendants de qui? Putain. Moi je pense que peut-être... Je pense qu'à une seule flamme. Et bref. Très embêtant. La chaîne à pan. Une création de Ruan Mei. D'ailleurs, cette quête là, c'est insolite. Faut pas aller au robot assistant. Je sais pas où il est. Regardons où il est le robot assistant juste pour être sûr qu'on va pas faire de conneries. Ok, il est là-bas. Très bien.
You're back. I've been monitoring the dark web. I barely managed to stop the video from spreading. The incident hasn't grown any bigger, for now. How are things with you?
Less than promising. Or to use a different phrase, we're in deep trouble. We're running out of time. Let's retrace our steps and evaluate the situation. From the data we've collected, there are 3 avenues we can explore.
Début de délimitation.
Adler's disappearance. He must have come across some vital information. The next angle is what the victims have in common, distasteful as that discussion may be. Last is the abilities of Duke Inferno and the secret of spontaneous human combustion.
The link between the 3 is...
First, Adler's disappearance. He must have come across some vital information.
Faisons discuter. On en a rarement fait, donc...
Adler also.
You think that Adler's discovery drew the enemy's attention?
Indeed, and I already know what he found. First, Adler's disappearance. The next angle is what the victims have in common, distasteful as that discussion may be.
Distasteful discussion?
A mere glance at their background would indicate they share no commonalities. However, after browsing through their online records, you discover they all wield influence on the space station's dark web. Lady Asta must know what this means. The next angle is what the victims have in common, distasteful as that discussion may be. Last is the abilities of Duke Inferno and the secret of spontaneous human combustion. You probably already know about this. The fire demon of Fatora, the Duke of the Annihilation Gang. There is another secret with Ifrit. Last is the abilities of Duke Inferno and... During prior unrest, instigated by the Everflame Mansion, some testified to seeing miscreants materialize from the Inferno. The flickering tongues of Duke Inferno's fire carrying a certain property, and this property is the secret behind spontaneous human combustion? Look, the answer is right there. This booklet describes a kind of fire that can phase through dimensions, claiming it burns through worlds, leaving numerous scions of flame behind.
It's the phase flame, the creation of member number 29, Sir Karl. She was an amazing genius, intelligent, kind, and humble. However, she lived for a mere 29 days on the human calendar. Such a pity. The phase flame shifted into a different phase as soon as it was created. When it returned to this phase, Sir Karl had already passed away. It then continued to shift through phases, making its capture impossible.
This booklet describes a kind of fire that can phase through dimensions. The kindling of this unique flame must be the missing curio that Herta's been searching for, and Duke Inferno is evidently spawned from it.
Somebody was once able to glimpse the traces of the phase flame and obtained a wisp of its kindling. Herta kept it and lent it to Ruan Mei for her research, but the kindling was lost in the process. If Ifrit is a scion of the phase flame, then the entire incident is now clear as day.
The kindling of this unique flame must... I fear that this is the truth Adler discovered. Undoubtedly, the curio Herta asked to find was the phase flame. And Adler already discovered the relationship between spontaneous human combustion and the phase flame through the concept of energy life forms. I fear that this is the truth Adler discovered. When Schurling said, Adler kept muttering about a phrase before he disappeared. I believe this word was actually phase. He saw member 29 Sir Karl's research topic in this booklet and verified his hypothesis. As a scion of the phase flame, Duke Inferno would naturally share similar capabilities. Full-on phase shifting may be a bit too ambitious for him, but teleportation, that's likely more his speed. That is the truth of the spontaneous human combustion. The researchers didn't disappear. They were moved.
Ah, effectivement.
We don't know where the victims went, but Duke Inferno's plan is now clear. And the sudden and consecutive disappearances provided the best environment for chaos to fester. Once the seed of unrest has sprouted, he will then send out an announcement for an imminent attack. It will push the crisis from the dark into the light, catalyzing it into new growth and bloom. The next step would be to ignite the spark. Look at those researchers who disappeared. What would happen if someone realized their similarities? I need say no more.
It was all a premeditated trap to stir up chaos on the space station.
We're running out of time.
Oui, je sais à télécharger les documents pour fouiller des chercheurs disparus. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Les disparus sont tous des personnages influents du Dark Web. Donc, comment tu fais pour avoir des informations que même le département de la sécurité n'a pas? Je viens de recevoir un document. C'est un peu trop opportun, mais si c'est vrai, ça sent le complot. La disparition n'est qu'une mascarade pour se débarrasser des fauteurs de troubles. Il fallait y penser. Mais en revanche, c'est un plat qui se mange froid, la direction ne perd rien pour attendre. Ah bah, la direction! Oui, mais dans ce cas, on est en danger, nous aussi, non?
No, it is isn't enough.
Indeed, it needs one more spark.
What do you mean?
If you limit your involvement to this, there's still room for excuses. If it were me, I wouldn't give you the chance.
Could it be?
Huh? What is it?
Et voilà.
Stay calm. Asta was merely teleported. Her life was not in danger. Based on first-hand experience, I have ascertained that Ifrit's flame is simply a splinter of the primordial phase flame, lacking any phase shift ability. Logic. Asta is still within the confines of the space station.
Qu'est-ce qu'on fait maintenant?
That flame must still be somewhere inside the station. Find it, and we'll find a way to bring her back.
A splinter, you say? The arrogance of the gifted is charming in its own way. Try then if you must.
It seems that Duke Inferno didn't deign to personally grace the space station. He merely cast infernal fire into our midst to wreak havoc among the researchers. When the fire fizzles out, his malevolent plans will vanish without a trace.
I will head to Herta's office and activate the folded space in the curio storage room. With some changes to its parameters, I can use it to block the fire's teleportation routes and seal it inside the station. Mr. Ratio, please go with Miss Trailblazer and contain the fire.
J'ai baillé le feu infernal et avalé Asta d'un seul coup. Qui sait dans quel état elle est à présent. Il va falloir la sauver, mais notre priorité pour le moment est de capturer le feu infernal. Le reste doit faire partie de l'équipe. Ah. Tiens, il y a des ennemis. Piétineur des rangeurs du néant. Des rivers. Même un métamorphe. Ok. Très bien. Et... configuration rapide, évidemment, c'est mieux. On prend Yenching. Bah, ratio et... non, pas ce ratio là. On prend ce ratio là et... Woho! Vas-y, woho!
The infernal fire is also a form of energy life form. The imaging device will pick up its trace. Follow it.
I will head to Herta's office and activate the folded space in the curio storage room. With some changes to its parameters, I can use it to block the fire's teleportation routes and seal it inside the station. Mr. Ratio, please go with Miss Trail.
The infernal fire is... The way is awash with flames. It must have just teleported. Be careful. Get ready to dash into the fire.
Station spatiale. La station spatiale a été déformée suite au passage du feu infernal. Vous êtes passé à travers, vos coordonnées peuvent se trouver affectées, ce que vous enverrez dans un endroit inattendu. Une station spatiale utilise la distorsion spatiale pour empêcher les Isari de s'échapper. Ça permet de bloquer efficacement l'espace.
See? It's still in the space station. Like Screwlum said, it cannot escape from here. Do you know what to do with cornered prey? Hunt it to the death.
Traquer le petit feu en cavale. Je veux passer là-dedans? Ouais. Ah, on est arrivé de l'autre côté en fait.
Resisting. The fold in the space has shifted. I can deduce its escape route with a mere glance.
Oh. Wait. On va prendre cette porte. Je crois, je pense. Et voilà, on est de l'autre côté. Voilà, les aiguillons sont partout.
Duke Inferno can't maintain it anymore.
Ok. Monte. Ah, tiens, tout voilà.
Seems like this chase is about to end.
Capturer le feu infernal. Il est censé être juste là. Les insectes sont partout. Ok, non, en passant par là, on peut y atteindre.
It's over.
Ignorant fools, blind, chasing the firelight. Not blessed destruction already lie at their feet. It is little wonder that even the descent of the Savior's Legion was unable to cleanse this place. I will acknowledge my brashness. For now, but next time, expect no intermediaries. I will come to personally offer you the demise of your sins. with infernal fire.
A small fragment of consciousness in there is gone. Duke Inferno has discarded this fire. Oh? No. Hold on.
Il a invoqué des péons.
Let's not, shall we?
Très bien. C'est vrai, on les avait presque oublié qu'il allait y avoir un combat.
Time for some swordplay. Blade in flight.
Let's test your knowledge.
Allez.
Do you have answers?
Ouais. Vas-y, tire. Oh oh. Soigne le docteur Ratio. On va éliminer elle. Le petit loup. Enfin, petit Alali.
I'm asking the questions. Never stop thinking. 0 points. Next.
Allez hop. On passe, mais après il y aura les métamorphes. Exactement.
SAS per Kippy. Knowledge is the measure of all things. It reveals truth and falsehood.
Practice is over. Swords to
Ouais, et l'autre. De toute façon, le Quétineur n'est pas vulnérable à la glace.
Rules are made to be broken.
Fail. Get out. Zero points. Next.
Let's make it quick. Take this.
Allez, on élimine. Allez, vas-y, docteur Ratio. Ouh. 2 sur 3.
a one-time enemy.
Vas-y. En théâtre de chambre. Quelles sont tes connaissances?
Let's go. Take this.
Structure.
So, how many of my moves can you block?
Et hop là. Le ciel explose. Bon.
Fire is weakening. It's preparing to flee. You, keep your eye out for Lady Asta's whereabouts.
Le métamorphe. Un adversaire redoutable. Et problématique. Ah, évidemment.
Time for some swordplay.
Obviously, il allait faire ceci.
Blade in flight.
Never stop thinking. Mediocre.
De toute façon, tant qu'il a son truc, il est pas très attaquable.
So, how many of my moves can you block? Strike, whip, I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Oh oh, reviens-nous.
Take this.
Donc lui, il ressuscite.
Think.
Just a scratch. Let's go.
Ok.
Time for some swordplay.
Voilà, meurt, il revient. Comme ça, on pourra te tuer définitivement. Ok. Frappe drainante à 10. C'est arrêté. Et donc maintenant, on va lui montrer qui est le patron.
SAS per Kippy. Knowledge is the measure of all things. It reveals truth and falsehood.
Boum.
Practice is over. Swords descend.
0 points. Next.
Rules are made to be broken.
Ça, comme ça, les deux autres sur le côté. Ah, il y en a un qui meurt.
Fail. Get out. Call that defense? Let's test your knowledge. 0 points. Next.
Much better. Batter up.
Et Anshin élimine l'autre.
Never stop thinking. Fail. Get out.
Très bien, il se remet. Mais il ne pourra plus tenir extrêmement longtemps. Oh, il lance une invocation Mara.
Take this.
Ah, on va voir. Voilà. On arrive quand même à lui faire pas mal de dégâts. Hein. Ça pourrait certainement être mieux, mais je pense qu'on peut le forcer à la soumission. Oh voilà. Oh l'a achevé. Effet réussi. On a récupéré Herta. Mais où sont les autres glands?
Good work. You did very well.
Et Herta?
Rest assured, Asta only had a fright. She is recovering in the clinic. While you were chasing the enemy, the security department also found the missing researchers. Affirmation. They are all safe and sound.
Comment les avez-vous retrouvés?
It was all thanks to Adler.
Ah.
They fell into a spatial curio and could not leave until the Department of Ecology's most knowledgeable curio expert solved it from within.
Oh.
Many of them were shaken by their experience when Arlen found them, but they are otherwise fine.
Alors l'affaire est close?
Yes, it is over.
Pourquoi j'ai l'impression que vous ne vous êtes pas beaucoup impliqué?
This business is over, and I believe the space station will be able to deal with any internal aftershocks. In Herta's stead, I thank you for your efforts, madam. But there is one mystery that remains unsolved. And that is something I must deal with myself.
Ah. Vous avez entendu ça? La chercheuse en chef a été attaquée elle aussi. Ce duc infernal, il est atroce. Manipulation psychologique, c'est vraiment ce qu'il y a de pire. Tu as raison, on dirait que le gang de l'annihilation ne se limite pas à la violence aveugle, comme le prétendent les rumeurs. On serait dans de beaux draps si la chercheuse en chef n'avait pas été secourue. Peut-être. Peut-être que c'est elle qui a tout orchestré. Elle fait exprès d'être blessée pour attirer la sympathie. Hein, ça se défend. Oh, ça suffit, c'est ridicule. Mais vraiment que ça en vaut la peine pour quelques guerriers du clavier? C'est vrai. Parlant de ça, j'ai passé ce riche je sais. C'est vrai ça, il se l'a ramené beaucoup plus quand il m'a invité dans le groupe. On va voir. Ah, il a quitté le groupe sans dire un mot. Voilà.
I've been waiting.
Fallout from this incident remains. Surely you have plenty of pressing matters to attend to. Or is the safety of the space station beneath your concern?
Answer. That is exactly why I came. After all, the principal figure in this whole affair is right here.
When did you start to doubt me?
When one is immersed in academic research, skepticism comes far more naturally than belief. I've had the same bad habit as you since the beginning, Mr. Ratio.
I must say, I'm quite honored, Mr. Screwlum. But do explain, why opt for silent wisdom when you already had the pieces of the puzzle?
For curiosity's sake. Affirmation. I made the same decision as you. To accompany and observe.
Oh, and when did you become convinced?
Objectively speaking, aside from some minor spiritual trauma, no researchers were hurt in this attack, which never aligned with the Annihilation Gang's modus operandi. Logic? A third party saved them.
Had I not fortuitously acquired a spark of the phase flame and intervened in Duke Inferno's teleportation, those people would already be space waste. floating past the windows here.
You are more candid than I calculated.
But still behaving within your calculations, no? One last question, Screwlum. Genius though you are, can you deduce why I did this?
I cannot be sure and can only hypothesize. Helping the weak hints at the merciful instinct of a medical doctor, but maintaining a cool, detached observation reveals the strictness of a scholar. And pulling the strings from behind the curtain is akin to laying down the gauntlet to a genius.
The ruler of planet Screwlum is indeed well versed in the human mind. It's a pity you're as much in the ivory tower as other geniuses. You still got one thing wrong. To stand aside and observe is the best treatment one can give. There is a disease called foolishness that is harder to cure than any ailment. The path of erudition has neither reason nor logic. While geniuses wander among the stars, the ordinary can't even trace their footsteps. Those less gifted have no choice but to walk alone, enduring a lifetime of tumbles and triumphs. But even a life marked by failure is a life worth living. It is only in moments of solitude and despair, when help is absent, that fools grasp how to pick themselves up. I have a fastidious nature. I cannot stand fools, idiots, or imbeciles. Seeing them fills me with dread. Regrettably, this space station is just like the Intelligentsia Guild, devoid of geniuses and filled with mediocrity.
You wish to uproot the researchers' blind worship of geniuses.
I am only laying out my questions. As for the answers, they'll find them themselves. Pursuit tinged with negativity is still pursuit, and it is capable of leading us to the right conclusion. For the masses of the mediocre to reach a level of awareness, this is a necessary rite of passage.
You are indeed more like a medical doctor than a scholar.
As for the spark I leave behind,
I believe Asta will deal with it properly.
it is also a lesson I left for her. With that, I take my leave. I look forward to future encounters with such brilliant minds. Let's hope they're as memorable as those we had today. A farce full of trivial concerns. Ultimately, they're just mediocre minds.
Il se passe que désormais le docteur Ratio à son bord préserve peut-être le docteur Ratio de notre prochain passage à bord de l'Express. Ou pas, vu qu'apparemment il n'y a personne en ce moment. Bon. Donc bonsoir, comment ça s'appelle, Guibo. Bienvenue. Bon. Un petit succès. Résoudre la nouvelle crise à bord de la station spatiale Herta. Terminer la continuité pionnière. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Donc, message. Herta nous a laissé un message. J'ai appris ce qui s'est passé. Beau travail. Comment va, Asta? Elle a repris le travail. Je veux dire, d'un point de vue sécurité. Il n'y a pas de quoi s'en faire, je suis là. C'est bien ce qui m'inquiète. C'est vrai. Dommage que je n'ai pas encore trouvé la flamme de phase. Laissons tomber. Moi, je pense que Ruan Mei me doit une faveur. C'est bien plus précieux. Le sujet est clos, alors. Faut aussi remercier Monsieur Ratio. Qui ça? Hein? Hein? Ah! Comment ça? C'est qui? Bon. Hop. Bim. Parfait. On a fini les continuités pionnières, c'est plutôt pas mal. On en fait une coupure. Et on va s'occuper de l'autre dossier qui est prévu pour ce soir, c'est-à-dire les sauts. Je préfère qu'il soit dans une autre VOD. Bon, il y a 3 jours et 10 heures, mais de toute façon, on fera rien avant vendredi. Et c'est dans plus de 3 jours. Bref. Bref. On se laisse donc là, mesdames et messieurs de la rediffusion. N'hésitez pas à laisser un pouce bleu, à vous abonner, à commenter. On se retrouve donc. Je passe donc à la prochaine partie. Juste une pause de 2 minutes. Et je reprends. Donc, les gens de la rediff, n'hésitez pas à laisser un pouce bleu, à vous abonner, à commenter, etc. Et je vous dis donc à bientôt. Ciao!